Here's the smoker. I have it wrapped up with a tarp because it's been raining recently. So I'm going to uncover that, and I'm going to use that heating plate with that cast iron skillet to heat up this charcoal. And then once it starts getting up to heat, I'll have wetted these for about 10 minutes. They're mesquite barbecue smoking chips, and I'll use it to try to smoke these brats. I want to give a try just smoking brats. Those are partially frozen, so I'm thinking that actually might be better if I get the temperature a little too hot in the beginning. It will slow down the cooking process a little bit and give it time to infuse that smoke flavor. But I'm going to get this started. Unwrapping this. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. I've been under the weather here for a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but I set it up on these bricks so that the heat doesn't discolor the concrete. But I'm going to get this started now. That usually doesn't take too terribly long to get those glowing orange and smoking on this heat plate. So I'm going to go ahead and start soaking the wood chips. So I have this just a little Tupperware bowl resting in my sink. I'm going to fill it up with lukewarm water. About halfway up so that I can press down on these chips once I pour them in. That might be way more than I need for that, but you can just let them dry out and reuse them. Just want to make sure I don't get any in the sink and screw up the dishwasher disposal, or the dish disposal. So we'll let those sit, saturate through a tiny bit, and then once those coals are going, we'll lay these wet chips on top of those coals. Alright, that skillet's been on for about 15 minutes on high, and I got a pretty good smoke coming out of it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. But I'm going to put the wet chips on there and make sure that it still sustains the smoke, and then I'll load up the meat and get it in the smoker. So I'll let that go for another 3 to 5 minutes to make sure that the water from the chips don't put out the fire. And then I'll put the meat on the smoker here. Actually, let me see if I can get closer so you can see into it. And as I mentioned, there's still a little bit of ice around the brats, and it seems a little bit solid, like they're frozen through a little bit, but not too terribly badly. And so I'm hoping that slows down the smoke process if I do get it too hot in there. But I'm keeping them about 2 inches apart, and I'm going to go in and get a oven mitt so I can put the skillet in the bottom here. And I'll leave a tiny opening at the top so some of the smoke can escape, and then if it seems like it's getting too smoky or the coals burn out too quickly, I'll put some duct foil over the gap on the doorway at the bottom. But usually this works out just fine. So we'll have this running throughout the day, checking it periodically to see if it needs more charcoal or wet chips, and then hopefully this evening we'll have some smoky hot brats. This has been out here for about 2 hours now, and the smoke has completely stopped, so I'm going to take it out and reload it with charcoal. Take a look at the meat here. It's got a good color to it. Probably just need to flip these over. Give these a quick flip. I'm going to keep that bottom door open actually as well to give it some more air, because it looks like it's starting to go out. I don't want to have to restart those coals. We're going to go ahead and open this up and snap one of them open to make sure they're done. It's probably been actually cooking for a total of 4 hours, but I let it sit out here to let it cool off. And see if you can see it. Yep, they got a real dark brown color. And they look completely done inside. And I'm sick, so I probably won't be able to taste much, but definitely has a good smoky flavor, and it's really hot. Spicy hot, that is. But that's really good. I don't know if you can see the spent charcoal down there. There's a few briquettes that didn't get smoked or didn't burn through, but for the most part, almost all of them burnt through. And we got some perfect brats.